in the media company, right, we operate social media. We're digital first. Editorials, our newsletter and our newsletter and our blog. Events, right? Audio, video, which is where we are now. The last two pieces, which are probably far out, would be events. I don't know if I just said events. But then not even just
throwing your own, like a Suburban branded event.
Yeah. So you look at Complex and like Complex Con. I think that's super dope. And I think Suburban's immediate niche would be like a food festival, but fucking Complex just bought
Family Style.
Yes, and I was like, fuck, these have so much fucking money they could buy shit. But that's where like the original where I saw the lane.
But let me just fix that framing for you though. So Complex got bought by Network, right? So the guy who started, right? This guy named Aaron bought he started a trade show in Long Beach called Agenda, which was like,
I know Agenda, yeah.
He started Agenda.
They used to have the books and.
So think about this. Agenda bought Complex Media.
Agenda bought.
So when you think about that from like a framing standpoint.
Yeah.
Complex, this big bad media company, they were like magazine, whatever, spun out and it turned into all of this stuff. So like when you think about it, it's through the framing of like, yeah, you understand and you can go out and find it. But the thing is, they found the upstart with the fresh perspective is who went to this old behemoth of a media company that wasn't evolving or innovating and bought them because they had like the IP. So that's like, so Aaron's was like, so when they did the first Complex Con in Long Beach, Hilltop was there. They had a First We Feast Lagoon, which was the afterthought. But then during that festival, everybody was at the food spot.
Yeah,
we know that because we were there, and then they're like, "Yo, this is bigger than Complex Con. Let's go start." So it's just having it's having the audacity.
Yeah.
This is not the podcast, but
think
about what you're building.
Yeah,
and because you have new energy that people want. So don't be. I don't know. I'm telling you, like you got your ambition.
No, please go, please,
so,
please
rock
please.
with the ambition.
Yeah,
but you too could start. You could probably go to all the all flavor. No greases, and the Taco Mel's of the world, and create your own food festival. And you could do it at like the Beehive or some shit.
Yeah,
they would they like shit like that.
Yeah,
and then it's the Suburban, and now it's the Suburban LA Food Festival.
Yeah,
go to that shit.
I agree.
And he's like, "Why are you telling him? Why don't we do that?"
I don't have the energy.
You be in that kitchen, because you would be cooking everything.
No.
Oh no. Oh shit!
You don't want me in the kitchen.
I thought you was like the head chef or something like that.
No, I run all the operations.
Oh, what the fuck do I know? I'm thinking.
That's the point. That's the point.
Oh,
that's the point of this.
But okay, but even just that thought, and then we'll get into it. But like one of the coolest things I saw at Bucket Listers, like, bro, they did like a Family Guy golf pop up in LA, and it'll be here for like 7 days, and then you see like a what's the Keenan and Kel burger thing? What is that? What's that?
Good Burger.
Good Burger. They do like a Good Burger pop up for 1 week. Come to Good Burger, and it's like you bring these fictional things and you license the IP and bring it to life. I want Suburban to do that on and imagine if we have maybe not 12, that might be a lot, whatever, but 6 of those throughout the year where it's like we take these aspects of LA culture and bring them specifically to the city for a week and experience. Like, yo, we're gonna take you to Nipsey Hussle's first studio, blah blah, and it's like the exact replica where you can come touch and feel this stuff. Some with Kobe, and then you know what I'm saying, we make $100 million and then we do it across the world, New York, Chicago, and then we're multi-millionaires. Yep, that's the goal. Love it. Love it. Chill out. I'm courtside, dapping up Bronny. Like that's the goal.
Love it.
Yeah. Fire.
We recording?
Oh, of course. Solomon's good for that one. Okay, let's get it. I'll do it.
Where do we look? We look at you the whole time, or
producer? I don't know. Solomon. Yeah.
It depends. If you're talking to the audience, you could look at the camera that has a light that's lit next to it.
That light, when it's lit up, this is my camera that's lit up. When it goes to that one, that's your camera.
Yeah.
Yonnie, obviously, they'll be over there. Okay.
But yeah, you guys just have a conversation.
Yeah. Cool. But special episode of Scotty and Friends today, man. This was a little different because we're usually over in the back, but I got 2 guests today. It's our first time doing 2 guests on Scotty and Friends, I think. And I'm excited to have you guys. I've been wanting you for a minute. I initially talked to Ajay, and then I got both of you guys, so now I'm super duper happy, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Especially because I heard you don't even like cameras.
Nah, not at all.
I was specifically told, there's like, he do not like camera. I don't know why he doing
I
it.
started coughing earlier today.
Why don't you like cameras?
I like being in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very...
I'd be good if nobody knew who I was or what I did.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm good.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, man. Libras give me hell, dude. All the women Libras I've dated give me hell. Libras I'm iffy on, but that's very interesting because I feel like
it's a great partnership. I mean, it's a marriage, right? Like at the end of the day, like we've been doing this for almost 15 years, and AJ's got the creativity and all the words, and I'm in the background just making it happen. So it works. It works. It's
yeah. Do you guys ever get mad at each other?
all the time. More recently, I think it's more of a recent thing.
You think it's more recently? I thought we were past it.
Uh-oh.
I thought we just developed better language to kind of communicate our feelings.
Wait, who has the worst language? Is it Yonnie? Because you're more quiet. It seems like
I'm quiet. He's the one that usually brings it up, and then
Like, I like to communicate through, I like to be on the same page.
Got it. We're gonna try to put this on front stage today. But you guys own, and is GVO Hospitality.
Yeah, GVO Hospitality.
GVO Hospitality. I was looking at it and I was, what does that stand for?
Stands for Good Vibes Only. It was an idea, back in the day, our first restaurant that we had together was a sports-themed bar in West Hollywood called The Parlor. RIP The Parlor. A lot of good memories there. It's where we first met. We actually met. He was a security guard and I was just a patron. And then through a series of events, we had the opportunity to purchase the business and learn what that was. But when we were making it our own, there was a moment, this is pre everybody having a neon. We're like, we should put a neon and we should put Good Vibes Only on the neon. And this is before it was like a whole thing. It was like this bright pink neon that became iconic and it was in everybody's photo moment. Yeah. And then, and then when we realized we wanted to be more than a sports bar, we decided that became the intention of what we wanted to build in terms of the environments that we wanted to create.
That's fire. And it's crazy because Good Vibes Only is the, and I know this, it's the Hilltop, like, password.
It's the Wi-Fi.
It's the Wi-Fi. Every time I go, I ask the same question. They're like, bro, Good Vibes Only. Like, you asked 3 times in a row.
Yeah, but it's actually because it's a feeling, right? Like, when you think about we're intentional and impact oriented in our own way, but the best type of impact, is the ones you really can't measure, and that's the way that you make people feel. So even if somebody's at our spot and they're like, hey, do you know the Wi-Fi? You just point up and then they look at it and they're like, oh.
Yeah. That's what it gives you. Just like, oh, okay, Good Vibes Only. And you have to type it in, Good Vibes.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like forces your brain and like your hippocampus to
got it.
Preserve that.
We've got a lot of Easter eggs in all the spaces. Like we have the Keep Your Head Up at Slauson. We're all in this together. So everything that we put in the spaces is to evoke emotion or feeling, because that's hospitality. That's what it's all about. Yeah,
nice. And so for the audience, which I feel like everybody is gonna know, but you guys have I feel like at least in our culture, probably one of my favorite portfolios. Right? You guys, Hilltop, Somerville. What's the pizza spot called?
Downtown Dough.
Downtown Dough, which was genius. Even the marketing, we'll get into all of it. Lost, obviously. But you said something, it goes back 15 years, which is crazy. Most people don't, obviously, even with Suburban, it's like 12 years ago. People like, you never know. It seems like it just popped up.
Yeah.
And so take me back, because you're a security guard, you're a patron. How did you fall into hospitality? You said we bought the business. How did you even get the money to buy the business? Like, take me back. That's a lot of questions, I know.
No.
Pick one.
Yeah, so for me, we met when he was a security guard at the business that we ended up buying. Yeah, it was just we were both in our 20s. We didn't really know. We just still young and green and ambitious and naive. So I think when we had a chance to meet, we became friends. And one of the things I admired about Yonnie was like he was just always consistent, always solid. And I watched him kind of grow from his position at the door to genuinely taking an interest into the business. He, went on to he would stay later than everybody and just kind of help out the owners and the managers close up off the clock. And then, and then one day that role would evolve into a floor manager or, eventually becoming an assistant manager and then working his way up to general manager, which is really when we got close. And meanwhile, I'm just a degenerate Laker fan coming watching the championship.
Was he drinking a lot?
He was the enabler.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, my is kind of the height. I was, we were young, single, no kids. So just kind of pulling up every day with a group of people, just having a good time. He always showed love. And then, and then when he left to go, I'm going to go open my own bar. We just followed him and went and supported his own business. And then, during the the building of that relationship, we kind of came to me and kind of wrote me in. He's like, hey, you'd be really good at this hospitality thing. I was like, absolutely not. I just want to come and have a good time.
Yeah.
And then, as the conversations would just kind of evolve, got bit by the bug, and in a series of events as we started kind of looking at other avenues to kind of partner together. The old owners at the initial establishment that I met him at, didn't see eye to eye and wanted to get out of the business, and they're like, hey. Came to him and said, hey, you were instrumental in building this. We'd love to kind of give you the opportunity to, kind of take it over. And then, it was a slog, finding people to kind of get involved. But we had some friends that kind of believed in what we were doing and wanted to be a part of it. And, we had our work cut out for us. It wasn't like a thriving business that we inherited. We had to build it,
build it up.
Figure it out. Yeah.
You know what I fuck with? I feel like you guys are like LeBron and D-Wade. Like, I promise to God, because in every group you kind of look at it and you're like, all right, that's the brains. But I'm looking at like, I don't know who, and I guess it's both of you guys. I don't know who's the brains, but it seems like you guys both were like just intelligent and like, nah, we both on our P's and Q's, which is fucking dope. Like, that's fire. I don't see that all the time. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see how this conversation goes, and you'll see how it turns out.
Yo, let's do it. So how do you guys, okay. And then we'll get into kind of like how it ushered out, but how do you guys make decisions from a business perspective?
It's 50-50. In terms of the day-to-day stuff.
Okay.
I'm more in the day-to-day, so we've got a whole executive team. There's a whole staff that I'm managing. But high level in terms of vision and like the direction that we're taking the company, and whenever bad things happen, good things happen, it's all between the two of us.
Yeah. I think ultimately, when a lot of the heavy lifting is in terms of like whenever there's something new that we want to create, we have a really good creative relationship and a really good creative bond. There's also very healthy creative tension. Again, we met in our 20s, so we didn't really know ourselves when we were kind of going through this. So there was a lot of, it's like kind of a first marriage in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Just given the you start to really kind of get to know somebody and what drives them, but then we're also kind of learning who we are and growing into men. So I think, and we can get into the brands. I know you had some questions around the marketing, but if you actually when we kind of look under the hoods of the brands, they're really a representation for where we were in our journey as men and as humans on this earth and what we wanted to kind of create. So, a big part of my contribution is just kind of ideating and like talking about like, hey, where are we? How are we thinking about where we are? And what would we want to build for ourselves under the assumption that other people would want what we want also?
So, okay, the establishment, because Hilltop came first. It didn't come first, but
the parlor was our,
first.
I don't know how,
the parlor, and then it goes from the parlor to what?
Hilltop.
To Hilltop.
Yeah, Hilltop was an idea that we had in like probably 2015, 2016. Came to life in 2018.
And then from Hilltop, it goes to
Lost, and then Somerville.
Right after, and then the Downtown Dough. But what's fucking crazy is you just said, I gotta stop cursing. Scaring the sponsors.
Can we curse?
Yeah, say it.
Cool. So why you gotta stop fucking cursing?
Because I just got that shit bad. You know what I mean? I just got it bad.
Tasteful. It's a sign of intelligence. Don't let them take it.
No, last week's pod was crazy. It was. I don't even know if we could air that, Solomon. It was so ghetto and hood. But no, it's crazy you say that. It is, which makes sense as a creative. Like you create the art for where you are, but young in your 20s, you create this parlor or just taking shots type of vibe. Then you go to Hilltop where it seems like you're ramping, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're ramping up, but you're building this studious space, safe space where you can kind of go, network, build something that matters. So then you go to Lost, which is like sexy, tasteful, at least when I go to Lost, I see people who like work in tech and like, it's a little bit of money there. And then Somerville, which is like even more sexy, jazz, like this is where we are. And that's so dope to see that kind of flesh out. You know what I mean? So I guess the question is, how do you know it's going to work in that, or is it just?
You don't. I think, so we can start with Hilltop Slauson, which was the first Hilltop.
Okay.
I think obviously both of us being from South LA, we had the ambition of trying to open something in South LA.
Mm-hmm.
And at first we were talking about like cash businesses, like dry cleaners,
laundromats, and all
that shit, right? So then I think we kind of, the idea matured into why can't we build the same shit that we're going to north of the 10, south of the 10, right? So that is the thesis, right? It's like whatever's north of the 10, everyone south of the 10 deserves the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where Hilltop came from. And it was, how do we build the best possible local community hub in the back of a building on Slauson? It was actually, the back was actually Ajay's pushing to kind of be close to the parking lot. I was terrified.
Why?
Why was he terrified, or why
did you want it in the back? That seemed like that's like, no. Why?
It was a few reasons. So I mean, even we first went to that building in 2015. We were introduced to the space that's now Somerville by one of the people in the ownership group to open a parlor in that space. And even us being from there, we're like, we would never open anything down here.
Yeah,
it's just where we were in our mindset. And then as we kind of flipped the script in terms of like, we have this operational acumen that we've developed. What do we want to invest in that we want to grow? You know, like, what is our ambition? And, you know, most people I think are guilty of going to these developed areas because that's like the symbol of success. You're going where, but then as we started thinking about it, we're like, the rents here are higher. The customers are fickle. You know, we were in West Hollywood, which is like the most fickle environment for a customer. So it was really the intentionality that Yonnie was talking about. And for us, we were spending a lot of time in coffee shops talking about ideas, how we wanted to grow our business, go to like a Soho, fortunate enough to have access to like a Soho house or a WeWork. And then as all the rumblings of SoFi Stadium were kind of coming up, we're like, well, this neighborhood is going to change. But a lot of our friends and family still live in this neighborhood. And ever since we can remember, people were complaining about, man, I got to go drive 30 to 45 minutes to go get a bite to eat. There's some amazing, you know, legacy businesses that have been in that neighborhood forever, like a Simply Wholesome. But like, for the most part, it was mostly fast food and liquor stores.
For sure, yeah.
So how do we kind of, the light bulb then went off, and then we started having this idea. So to answer your question, why we put in the back of the building, you know, Slauson's not the most beautiful street. You know, it is a thoroughfare. It's a lot of traffic. At the time, even that block, you know, needed a lot of love, and there just wasn't a lot going on. And when we realized that parking lot was back there, we're like, our job is to create a destination. I just need to get you to come here once. But that same vibe, in my opinion, would not have been there with all of the hundreds of thousands of cars that are kind of driving. It's not a pedestrian street. You know, it's not a walkable thing. So we get you to the parking lot. So in my mind, is like, we just got to get you there once, you know where it is. And like, to this day, we don't have a sign in the front, but that's still one of our best performing stores.
It was. I did have a oh shit moment though. I think we were maybe a month out from opening, and I'm sitting at, you know, those big communal tables we have at Slauson, and I'm just on my computer doing what I got to do to get open, and I'm probably, after 6 or 7 hours, I look up and I realized I hadn't seen one person walk through that arcade. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Because these are scary moments. It's like, is this going to work?
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know. I will say the location I had the most confidence in working, Somerville was like a no-brainer. Like the second all the construction was done, we both looked at each other and were like, this is it. Yeah. And Hilltop Inglewood, I think I knew the second we signed that lease, I knew that place was
Hilltop Inglewood. Yeah. Hilltop Inglewood was probably my favorite Hilltop for sure.
Mine too. Yeah, he likes to have all of our meetings at Slauson though.
Well,
I'm trying to get them at Inglewood.
Well, no, the parking in Inglewood could be better, but nothing.
Oh, the parking in Inglewood.
Yeah. But you got the Target now, and they don't charge.
Yeah. Well, you know where I'm at. I've always looked at Hilltop as a chain, and Inglewood is our Jesus piece. That's the one. It's 2 stories. Ooh, okay. It's twice the square footage. It's a beautiful space.
That is for sure.
But yeah.
Nice. When did Issa come on board?
We met Issa like probably a month after the first Hilltop opened up.
Really?
You know, one of the stories we've told before was, you know, the day before we had our friends and family for Hilltop Slauson, I looked at Yonnie. It was season 3, I think, of Insecure, and her character was, you know, thinking about making the leap into becoming an entrepreneur, and she wanted to throw this block party. And the throwaway comment to him is like, that block party is going to be in this parking lot. And it was just, you know, going back to this idea of like just the power of writing things down or saying them out loud. You never know how those things are kind of play out. And then we had a bunch of mutual friends, you know, in common, you know, people that, you know, whether we grew up with or had become close with recently, that were just like, you guys should meet. And she obviously, you know, is from that neighborhood, still lives in that neighborhood, had a deep admiration for the way that she highlighted South LA specifically, and you know, everybody shows LA and Hollywood in their content, but nobody shows it so beautifully from that angle
and authentically as well. Authentically.
Yeah. So yeah, when we met, it was really just on the, you guys should know each other, and then we started learning more about her history in coffee shops, what coffee shops made for her creatively. You know, when we thought about the idea for Hilltop, you know, it did have a mission orientation around. We wanted to build something to kind of give back to the community that raised us, but we also wanted it to stand for something. We wanted it to be more intentional. So, it was really like, but really thinking about, we're all, on this human journey, we're all climbing something. So, like, how do we provide you some coffee for your climb? And then for us, it was important to, how do we hire from the community? How do we do our best to teach what we've learned and instill that through entry-level employment and teach leadership and entrepreneurship, but then also, have a local space where people could come and do coffee shop shit. So when you think about that aspect of it, and you think about the amount of creativity and entrepreneurial drive that exists in those communities that just doesn't have an outlet or a space to kind of congregate and collaborate.
For sure.
Somebody like it's purpose built for somebody like her.
For sure.
When we shared that with her, she was like, man, if I wasn't doing it, I was like, what would you be doing if you weren't taking over Hollywood? She's like, probably have to work in a coffee shop or like try to own a coffie shop. And it was really as simple as like,
makes sense.
You should. And then we figured it out, and she ended up investing, but then more importantly, like lending her likeness and herself in a beautiful way.
And that's where I want to go next. But it is crazy because the memory just stung my brain. In Inglewood, I had like 3 meetings, and I was like hiring a writer for our blog, and it was at Hilltop, which is just, I'm just having a moment where it's like, holy shit, just to bring it, like,
and that's the whole point.
Right?
That's the whole point.
But even like, how do you feel about like, oh, bro, it's so crazy. How do you feel about, because I'm like, a lot, even as I get, and I'm really finding my voice, of you mentioned earlier of like, just, I'm 29 right now, so I feel like I'm a late bloomer, but I'm learning myself and like, okay, like, and I'm like, oh, money, and I'm like, nah, you care about more things than just money. You know what I mean? I'm learning that. But how does it feel to know like young entrepreneurs like myself, and all these entrepreneurs are building the future of Los Angeles and just the world in your coffee shops? Like, that's a lot of impact. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it feels good because, again, that was the intention, right?
Like, yeah, nigga, it feel good.
What was that cafe we were sitting at when we were?
Fratelli.
Yeah, Fratelli Cafe on Melrose. We would always go there, and that was the intention. How do we build some dope shit that's going to have an actual impact?
That's so
because we talk about it all the time. Like, we actually we went to Mexico City recently. We just had this conversation. Like, if you're doing this shit for the money, it's not going to work, right? Like, you got to have real intention behind it. And fortunately, we were able to figure that out really early on.
Yeah, nice. That's fire.
But to answer your question, it never gets old. Like even with the parlor, the amount of people that met their partner, their business partner, their wife, their husband, the life that was created, and like you'll never know the power of human connection. And that's something that, like, when we think about the overarching theme, like what we do is hard as fuck. Like it is a very human intensive business. And
meaning like, you need hands?
No, I mean, like, there are a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
People, can be challenging.
If there's people, there's problems.
So, yeah. But it's like, in a way where, if you think about, for us, the general theme for all these restaurants or all these spaces really is to leave people better than you found them. And if you build these spaces where people that lead with inclusion, lead with intention, and are just, a premium product that's well priced, you kind of have all of these ingredients for something great to happen. So it makes me very happy to hear that you were able to have those there, and all the countless moments that we hear about. Yeah,
or even from a perspective of just like, yo, I'm going to like hire somebody. Like, obviously I don't have office space, but I think of like, let's go to Hilltop because I know this is the right setting to do that. It means a lot, right, for the brand you guys have built. To go back to the Issa part, probably a no-brainer question, but like, how important or how much of a decision, or how much did it matter that that you would get the likeness of Issa to like stand in front of the business, or maybe not stand in front, it's probably disrespectful, but like, how much did it matter in the decision of like, let's bring her on? And then also, how much did it catapult the business?
I mean, Issa's our cheat code.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she is who you think she is. She is incredible. We have meetings with her all the time. She gives us her input. Like, we're bouncing ideas off of each other.
That's fire.
Like, again, like, she is incredible. We couldn't ask for a better partner. And I mean it when I say she's our cheat code. Like, this is like, we'd be naive to think that like these things would have progressed as fast as they would have if it was just AJ and I. Like, we've gotten a lot of support and a lot of help, and it's just been a blessing since day one.
I think it's also the alignment of her brand with what it is that we're building together. Right? Like, so we always go into it, could this brand or could this experience stand on its own? And the three of us agreed that it could. And then obviously with her alignment and stamp of approval it automatically catapults it into a national spotlight or international spotlight because you have such a massive following. But, you know, we work with talent or celebrities before, and we can't stress how important it is for the people to be aligned with this, like with the same vision, but also just authentically connected to what it is that you're trying to do.
Does it bother you that people are like, that's Issa Rae's restaurant?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. When you were in your 20s, would it ever bother you?
I mean, it's like, I think for us, like we learn to leave the ego at the door.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
Like nobody, you know, you could do anything in the world if nobody cares who gets the credit.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, no, it's interesting because I always look at like I feel like Issa Rae is kind of like a creator almost, but you see like Jake Paul and like they create these deodorants, and then like I feel like even from Suburban's perspective, I'm like, okay, the end goal is like, what product can we attach to, and so that's where like the big money and the impact is. So
she's the OG creator. She's the OG.
Oh, 100%. She's on YouTube with it and like took it out of there. I didn't even have this written down, but it made me think about it. I think it was Dawson, Councilmember Marquise Dawson. We interviewed him, and he said that the world is in a Black art renaissance. He said LA is the mecca of that right now. Do you guys think that to be true? And he mentioned like Issa and like how, you know, Black woman from LA and like it's on the big screen. Would y'all think that that's true? I'm just curious. Probably left field, but
no, I mean, from my perspective, I mean, he's obviously doing his thing with Destination Crenshaw, which is in a crucial moment and it's coming to life. I think, you know, I feel like I've been going to more art exhibits that are centered around Black art than ever before, and it feels like they're popping up in a really meaningful way. There's a lot of really dope galleries. There's a lot of dope artists, a lot of big name artists that are making a name for themselves, are making it a meaningful stop, whether it's at upstart galleries or, you know, people that put on Basquiat or whatever. So 100%. And, you know, but even the concept of art, you know, outside of a traditional sense, you know, I think like, in a way, I was just having a meeting with some today at Hilltop over coffee. I kind of look at the spaces that we built as art.
As art,
you know,
right?
It's like this is, you created something for other people to enjoy. You know, at the end of the day, it's all content, and we're all competing for people's attention and where they should be spending their time or their money or their eyeballs. So you have to like the bar keeps going up. Like even you making this podcast, this is art in its form.
Yeah, for sure.
There's 7 people watching it or 7 million. I don't know, but we just wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
No, for real. Look, before you, I think you hit us up on like it was a comment on, what was it? It was the Ebony post. And we had been talking like
it was Ebony. I commented on the Ebony post.
Ebony. I saw it, and I'm like,
I be doing shit I don't even know.
We got to reach out. Like we've talked about it for a while, and then you sent that
We just kept
that message, and I was like, yo, you got to reach out.
No, you did. You got yeah, I could be. I'm a persistent little motherfucker sometimes, but like
As you should.
you guys are like, I felt you guys are like legends in my eyes and just Yoda figures. Cause it was like, I was like hitting them up. I was like, yo, let's do it. Let's do it. I hit him up randomly. And then he hit me one day. He was like, yo, we ready. I was like, let's go. That's how I read it. That's how I read it. He was like, yo, it's time. And I laced my sneakers up and I was ready. And then, bro, God is so huge. He called me the other day and I was literally like watching the Ebony interview and writing all the questions down. I just like, you know, jot down whatever. And he called me in a moment. I was like, oh yeah, this is meant to be. I fuck with this heavy. So yeah, man, I'm always in awe of like, I always say like I'm just like a little boy from South Central, man. Like I never in my life, I did, but it's just cool to be here. Which takes me back because I journal. I have a journal that I write in every year. Every year I have a new one. And I've been doing that for like maybe 8 years, right? And everything that I wrote down at some point comes to fruition, right? And then the new thing I've been doing is like I prepare my year. So every October I prepare my new year. And selfish, I just want to say 2026 is the year of revenge for me. It is, yeah. But you guys mentioned it's a theme. I remember you said you wrote down Hilltop in 2015. You said in an Ebony interview like something about manifesting, and then you said something a little earlier. So this seems to be like a theme for you guys. This idea of manifesting. Can you maybe just talk to that a little bit?
You gotta, I mean, just write everything down. That's the only way that like you gotta
say it out loud.
You gotta say it out loud and make it real. You gotta write it down. You gotta make it real. I think even that comment that I made to him about that block party.
Yeah.
When we announced our partnership with Issa, that block party on the show actually took place behind Hilltop Inglewood.
Nice.
And there was a giant Good Vibes Only neon in the background. And then the full circle moment was during I think it was the premiere or the rap party for the final season. HBO did a block party for the cast and crew during the Slauson parking lot. You never really know, but you just gotta and that's why words are powerful, positive and negative. You know, so you know, the reward for good work is more work. So, you know, we opened 3 new brands within a 6-month period. 8-month period.
Crazy.
So that definitely comes with its.
I'm still paying for it physically, mentally, everything.
with its challenges, right?
Crazy.
But it's like it's part of it. So, you know, yeah.
Insanity. So what goes into like even just launching a new brand?
So much. I mean, from a hospitality concept, you know, for us, it's like it always starts with the intention. Like, why are we doing this? You know, what story do we want to tell? You know, you listen to a musician or a rapper or any type of artist, a lot of the things that inspire them are things that they're living in their life. You know, so you know, whether it was like with Hilltop, we were just really like intentional about, we knew where we wanted to be. Even when we were kind of going around, so it's like launching a business period is, you know, obviously the location, what are you going to be offering? But outside of that, the brand, it needs to be authentically connected to who you are and what you're doing, and what is the end feeling that you want to evoke or that you want to leave with somebody who's coming to spend their hard-earned money with you. And there's so many different moving parts that kind of go into a food and beverage aspect of it, because you're talking about ingredients, you're talking about products, you're talking about the price, you're talking about the music, you're talking about all these other things, but what do you stand for? And then how do you deliver on that promise that you set out, that you kind of led with? So, you know, whether it was Hilltop, we felt like we were in the like early stages of our own grind and our own climb. So we kind of came up with this idea that if we're experiencing this, you know, and realizing that every human being is on their own journey, and whatever, and everybody's watching their own movie, how do we provide something to provide them with coffee and fuel for their climb? Somerville was something that we were just kind of inspired by the legacy of South Central LA. There was an old hotel that was world known as the Dunbar Hotel, but the history that got a little lost behind it was the husband and wife who built it, and it was called Hotel Somerville. We learned about what that space for decades created in terms of advancing culture musically, but also through human and civil rights. And we're like, what if we recreated that intention for this space and paid homage to that story? And then, you know, with the prompt of what would a 1940s mid-century South Central Jazz Club look like in the 2020s, and kind of preserve that same essence. Lost was, we were just feeling lost. Like,
for real?
For real.
Like there was no space for us. Or
period. Like, just as men, we were like, yo, what are we doing? We're doing all this stuff. We got all these things going on. We got young kids. We're burning it at every end. And, you know, we were looking at evaluating the space to kind of catapult or to build on our relationship. So we went down. It started because there was a building 2 blocks over that had a giant mural with the word lost on it. And we made up we connected, you know, that was my first trip coming back from Mexico City. It was like this idea of getting lost when you travel is a feeling that helps you get found. What if we were able to provide that people with that experience, primarily with music, and like juxtaposing the urban concrete jungle of downtown with florals and greens, and, you know, this, you know, taco trailer and cocktail bar. And then kind of went down the whole Frank Ocean rabbit hole and Channel Orange and just feeling lost. And that's what, like, oh, we like this. This is how we feel. Let's create this, and maybe other people will too.
That's fucking crazy.
A lot of time and a lot of patience. And a lot of bad ideas.
Yeah.
They're not all bangers.
And the fucked up part is we have to determine what's going to work and what's not, right? So it's like really got to trust the taste between the two of us, and that's what I was saying. It's kind of the perfect balance.
Have you guys had one that like flopped? Like you like ushered out?
So far, no.
Is that wood or is that brick? I don't know. It's faux brick.
Yeah, it's faux brick. Okay, I got so many places I want to take. All right, let's go to Lost real quick. You know we got to talk about Lost. Yeah. And I'm going to start it right here because you know where I'm going with this. But selfishly, Ajay, you might get mad, I don't know. But, bro, the security, everyone, it's like the most, and it's, I don't know if you guys see it as great marketing or not, but everyone talks so much about the security, which I've experienced, bro. I go, and, you know, I kind of think I'm somebody these days. So, you know, I go to the table section without a table. Yeah. And then I'm like, yo, like, whatever, hoping that he recognizes me. He doesn't, obviously. Or maybe he does. They just stat on lock up there. So selfishly, Ajay, listen, I need wood. I'm like, he like, yo, whatever you got a table. I'm like, nah. And he just badgering me. And then I was like, nah, I know Ajay. And he was like, yeah.
That's the worst.
He looked at me, he was like, call him, I got you. And I was like, damn, right? So that didn't work. And I feel like the security is bulletproof, which from a business mindset, I'm like, this is what you want. You know what I mean? You don't want just anybody lollygagging. But with so much hate about the security at Lost, how do you guys feel about it? And from your perspective, what's going on?
It's unfortunate because it's such a beautiful space up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've cultivated and created such a great vibe that you want everyone to experience it. It was great at first. Beautiful. Our thing with that space is protect the feminine energy upstairs, right? Let's make sure the music's on point, the women feel comfortable, like everyone's having a good time. It's downtown. There was a point after 3 or 4 months of us being open, the place being slammed, it started getting a little rough, right?
Okay.
Like
the crowd?
Yeah, it started getting rough. And we had a whole brawl that shut down the space. I had a girl chasing me, almost got hit in the back of the head with a stanchion upstairs because we had to shut it down because it was just a big fight. And since that point, it was like we're at a point in our lives where this isn't what we built, right? Like we built 100%. This to be a sexy space for people to have a good time. And the only way to maintain that was to make sure that we kept the dress code to a point that was going to maintain that sexiness. And we had to stand hard at first because I want this place to be open for 20 years, right? Like I don't want any crazy shit to happen, and we're downtown, so we have to have that hard line. It's since then it's kind of tapered off a little bit.
As far as what, like
the strictness at the door.
The strictness,
yeah.
Okay.
And before your first interaction was with security, which we realized was probably not the best look. Mm-hmm. So now we have a door girl at the front. You're interacting with her. She's got all the rules. You're good if you're in dress code. If you keep it where it's supposed to be, you're gonna go upstairs and have a good time. So yeah, I mean it's rough. And the hardest part for me is, like we were saying, all of our spaces are super inclusive. Mm-hmm. And having to sit there and not be inclusive was really hard for me. Mm-hmm. Like that, and we talked about it. It took a toll on me after like the first month. I'm like, this is rough. Like, because I don't want to judge people. Like that's not what I do. That's not who I am. And it was hard. But now I think we've gotten to a place where it's pretty smooth, and we've gotten on the other side of it for sure.
It was hard, but it was a necessary overcorrection, man. I mean, like to his point, safety of our guests and our staff is like paramount. And I think this was new territory for us. It was starting to feel like it was turning into a nightclub. We're not nightclub owners. Like this was supposed to be a upscale lounge that kind of, like the thing with Hilltop, that was rare. But I remember the day that we opened our Slauson location, you kind of look around, you're like, this is exactly what it looked like in our head. And
right.
when we built, you look around, you see who's there, how they're using the space. Lost, was something new for us. We knew what we wanted it to be, but then ultimately the market and it tells you what it actually is, and you navigate to that. You don't go against the grain. And there was definitely some growing pains. I think the comments around Lost is racist is like, how is this? Those are the ones that kind of hurt. But it's ultimately it's people that are we want to let people in that are being respectful. And that's also too security. They're part of our staff. So it was a delicate dance that definitely took a toll. And we're grateful that some people gave us grace, but we also understand that some people, felt the type of way and didn't want to come back.
We did a lot of like what we call guest recovery. Like if somebody posted something and it was legit, like we'll reach out. We'll have them come sit down with the manager. We'll figure out what we did wrong. That's the other thing. Like we'll have the conversation. And if we're on the wrong side, like we'll take accountability for that and we'll fix it. But there are also people. There was a point where people were just chasing clout. Like it was like, let's just post some shit about Lost on TikTok. Like I literally security guard showed me a video of a guy sneaking in, and then they caught him and sent him out. And then he posted a TikTok. Oh, Lost is racist. Lost is.
Or a dude walking up in basketball shorts with his crow toes
hanging over the edge.
They wouldn't let me in. It's like, dog, what are you wearing?
Yeah,
you can't even go to you can't even go to McDonald's wearing it.
But again, we will acknowledge the overcorrection at first because it was.
You think it was overcorrection?
Yeah. We had to.
We had to. Though.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
But why do you feel like it was overcorrect? 'Cause I feel. Well, go.
I think we went hard. I think it was like what happened can't happen again,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to put these rules in place because this is not the place we opened, right? Like this
Yeah.
is not what we wanted.
So
what
you
we had the first 4 months was beautiful. That shit was sexy. It was great.
Yeah, I think I went the first 4 months of the first open.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I think
Bon appetit.
downtown,
and it still is.
No,
but
but we've gotten back to that now. Like
Okay.
it's where it was at the beginning,
gorgeous.
and it worked. What we had to do worked.
Gorgeous.
It was unfortunate that we had to do it, but we're on the other side of it now.
also, the other thing we have to, take into account is, downtown is an eclectic place.
Mhm.
There's a lot of you go on the wrong side of the street or on the wrong block, you might see some shit.
Oh, you gonna see some shit. Yeah, that's for sure.
And again, everybody kind of has to be on guard.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it's like at the doors where that
Mm-hmm.
that filter takes place in order to, again, protect. For us, it's all about protecting feminine energy. That's kind of the North Star, because we know all of the beautiful things that kind of happen.
That's great marketing, by the way.
Yeah.
Who gonna say? How could you say anything in that? You can't say none of that. What you gonna say?
Somebody will find a way.
No, but it's
No, they gonna find a way.
It'll be a group of dudes walking in, and they're just like making women nervous. It's like,
Yeah.
we don't want to cultivate that energy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're over here.
It make me nervous.
It's like, but it all kind of trickles down from that end goal. It's like, if everybody feels comfortable dancing, they're going to be drinking, they're going to be eating, everybody's going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they might find a way to stay in touch. That's not going to happen if you're kind of on guard the whole time and your energy, and you got your block up, because that's not the type of environment.
It's not good vibes only.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a post I seen. It was like Asian lady. She was like basically talking about how the nightclub scene, which you guys are not a nightclub, but talking about how like these venues are racist. And then it was like, it was sad to see loss build up and to go down that same path. And it got me to think, one, I know that fucking hurts as an entrepreneur, like an artist, right? This is this idea, this concept that we made for us. Mm-hmm. And then you get online and you say that, and it's like, okay, fuck you. But I said that for you guys. Yeah. But oh no, what was my thought? Oh yeah. So does it change your perspective for like, because you hear it all the time, I hear from DJs, like they'll call me because all these places are closing. Mm-hmm. And they're like the homies are like, man, that place was racist anyway. They didn't pay me my check. And I was like, damn, all these fucking venues are racist. Mm-hmm. Does seeing a comment like that and now being on the back end of that, does it change your perspective of like, maybe some people are just tripping, or do you think?
I mean, everybody's watching their own movie. Yeah. Like it's like, even when we opened Hilltop Slauson, people were skeptical. Yeah. And they're like, yo, we're from here. Like, literally, like,
do you remember there was a post that AJ and I were just the face, and there were some white guys that opened Hilltop. Like, that's real.
Are you?
Bro, there was a whole thing that we were like, we were a front for a whole corporation shit. We're like,
oh wow,
like we're like, this is there's some sincerity of intent behind this, and I think when you do something from a place of purpose, you get placed under an additional microscope by the same people that you're trying to build it for, and you don't get the same grace that you would get if you were to go to a venue that didn't give a shit about your existence.
Absolutely not. They say I'm not from LA. They say all type of shit about me. It's
they
just
said you were. I remember before you started showing your face on all your shit, people said you were from like
crazy. And now, like, the thing is, like, people get on these other podcasts, they talk shit about, you can't run this because you from Nevada, he's a liar, da da da. I'm like, you don't know, like, where do you? How did you just make this up just now? It's like, but it also showed me the power of just like online perception and just like. That's why even now, even from a culture standpoint, people be like, he did this, and I'll be like, bro, I don't know what's going on. Like, people just grab shit and just run with it.
There's also
people
I think for
who
us,
you got to let the experience speak for itself. Like, we haven't been out there responding to people or personally, because there's nothing we can do. We're not going to change that person's mind because they are so off the mark. Like, if someone's that far over here, you're not going to be able to bring them back to center.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to happen.
You'll never beat the internet.
Also, it's people's opinions who don't know what it's like to build and operate something.
Yeah,
and that's it's like the. And I don't wish being an entrepreneur on anybody to do it. This shit is hard and it's impossible. But ultimately, it's like you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you? And we talk about this shit. We talk about it almost every other episode because I always bring it up. But obviously, you guys are Black, and obviously, you guys own a business.
I'm Indian, by the way.
You're not Black?
I'm not Black. I'm East Indian.
He got some black in him.
No. My 23andMe is 99.9999% in one very specific part of the world. I'm here to clear the air.
Can we adopt? You're Black though, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna adopt him.
We share an ocean.
We're gonna adopt him today. You're with us. Damn, you're not Black. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
He said, "Nah, it's crazy."
I have to clear this up all the time.
That's fire. That's kind of dope though. He was quick with it too because he knew it was coming.
Let's dead
that right now, especially for okay. Yeah. Well, there's a clip going, and it's still crazy. The clip is like almost like 300,000 views right now. Hella comments, but I had went on a tangent because I was with my ignorant co-host. Who? How do I frame it? How do you guys feel about the idea of like actively promoting a business as a Black-owned business versus just saying this is a business? I think that is such bad. I just think it's a bad business idea, right? And go.
Yeah,
Indian guy thing.
The Indian guy.
If it's not on my, if you say something that's not on my side, we're cutting it.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Again, everything we build is for inclusivity, right? Like we want these spaces. It's something that we dealt with at Parlor, right? Towards the end, we want a mixture of people in these spaces. That's the real proof that you won. If you build a space where you can have people from different ethnic backgrounds enjoying it together, you win, right? And so I think I think you say Black owned because it's a feat, right? At this point, for us to be able to build what we're doing and to be of color, I think is still somewhat new, right? Like I think it's I
don't hate it, but I understand it because it's true. But I just like, I don't even know how like I feel. And I don't have kids, but like, it's like, I don't want to raise my kid and like, I just want them to know that anything's possible. And I never thought it wasn't possible. It is a feat. It is an accomplishment. But I think the mindset at this point, 2025 should be like, bro, like, I don't even know how to express this. I get like emotional about it, but like, it shouldn't be we should be, as Black people, we can excel. Like we've known 100%. This. We excel through 100%. Every adversity. So it's like, you build a business, I don't even know how to get to it. Go. I can't even express it.
I think it can be dilutive, you know, like to the experience that you're trying to create. Like ultimately, if a business is going to sustain, it'll be because it's created some sort of value on an ongoing basis and is delivering on its promise from a product standpoint. Right. And I think eventually once you see who's behind the business, you can be like, oh, that's a woman, that's a Latino owned, that's a Black owned. And it's cool for other people to say it. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to go and support. And that'll be one sliver of your clientele that supports you because of your background. And whoever's coming for whatever reason, you know, any business owner should welcome it. You shouldn't alienate, like, it's hard. Anything's hard. For sure. But to lead with that is could feel like it's being dilutive to the shit that you created.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think people don't like when I say it. I feel like it dilutes it because people are like, oh, you don't think Black is like, but it's like, it's not even that. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to get disrespectful, but
I think we're all on the same page. I think it's something that's there, but it doesn't need to be front and center, right? Like he said, it's like when you find out, and it's like, okay, that's cool.
And then you support it.
And I'll take it to like, Etienne, we went to the jazz brunch thing that you guys just launched, and I was
all good. Yeah, they were there. Yeah,
and I was with my little brother, and he looked over at one of the tables, and I was thinking this shit. It's so crazy. My little brother is 19. He was like, "They look like they got money," but in my mind, I was like, "This is like it feels like Black excellence, Black and elite. Maybe not the right word, but like it just felt like it felt like a space for like." Affluent people to be at, and it just felt like sexy and it felt powerful. I walked in and there's people that I know that I want to know that I should know, and that felt great. And then I was talking to Etienne, and then he kind of said this, like that same sentiment. And it's like this great product doesn't need to be said that this is Black owned for me to know like these are affluent Black people that I want to know. You know what I mean? And it was more than just Black people. Yeah.
But you're also telling the story of an affluent Black community that for whatever reason has not had that experience in their community ever since we've been around. You know, like my I was born in Detroit, but my earliest memories were in Inglewood. So I grew up around
Yeah.
Black folks. So, and I didn't have the culture that I was born into around me to raise me. So I just kind of took that on. And in a way, you kind of see it, even when we're thinking about Hilltop, it's like a coffee shop is kind of the first signal for gentrification in any neighborhood. For us, we wanted to be super intentional about the design to kind of commemorate the community that has long deserved it, but also knowing that there are people that are going to be moving in that are going to want avocado toast and oat milk.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
like it's just good business. You build something that you tailor it for a specific audience or where it is, but you also recognize that audience is the one that drives culture or drives things, and that's a form of respect, and when you're in that community, you want to preserve that history, not conform to something somewhere else. Yeah.
No, absolutely. That might be all that's in my brain. I thought I had one more and I lost it. Solomon, you got anything? I think I got everything I wanted.
I'm just listening. It's good.
Yeah. All right, I do have a game for you guys, unless you guys have another topic you want to dive into. But I do have a game.
We just have to kind of give you an idea of everything that we got going on.
Oh, I do want to know what's next though, too.
Yeah. Talk about what's now. When does this air?
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Lost by Day right now. I don't know if you've seen that. So
I think you were telling me about that.
The rooftop, we've opened it up for co-working.
During the day. Yeah, so how's that been?
It's a slow grind, but I think we're getting there. We haven't really put our foot into like pushing it yet, and I think we're probably going to start in the next couple of weeks, because with us, we got to work through the process first to make sure that everything's working operationally before we just kind of open the floodgates, right? So
okay, so we shouldn't make a post about it.
I mean, I think the idea behind Lost by Day is like we already had Hilltop on the ground level, but you have this beautiful rooftop. All these venues, to your point, are either closing down or becoming prohibitively expensive from a membership standpoint. We had the infrastructure, the Wi-Fi is great. There's hella outlets everywhere. And then also knowing the history of the creative community downtown and how over the last decade it just kind of dissipated because there are no spaces like that. So that was the conscious decision. I want to open up Lost by Day. So that's open during the week, during the day. It's powered by Hilltop from a food and beverage standpoint with nice. A few cocktails. If I know you're a big espresso martini guy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Ooh, I'm glad you said that. Yes. Okay.
Controversy.
No, not even controversy. Not even controversy. Not controversy. Oh, I'm glad you said that. But I do have a question. All of these spots are closing down. Yeah. Why are your spots not closing down? Is it just because my thought process is every spot's closing down because the margins are terrible and people are like not buying as much. But I assume if they're not buying as much here, they're not buying as much in the market as a whole. And so it's like you guys are sitting on the wealth of cash or your business. Like
we grind. I'm not gonna lie. Like I woke up, this shit is stressful. This shit serious. I woke up at 4:00 this morning and text AJ. I'm like, yo, X, Y, and Z. I can't go back to sleep.
And then I responded right away.
It's real. This shit's real. It's stressful, but it's worth it at the end. And I think we've had to make a lot of hard decisions in terms of like having to let people go that we wanted to keep. And like the hardest part is obviously sales have come down, but we have to shrink the schedules and
shrink the schedules, like
our staff schedules.
Gotcha.
And in doing that, people have to go look for other jobs. And you lose good people, and it's hard to find good people.
I was on my fucking doc. I was gonna say it's hard to find good people. Right? Yeah. I feel like that's my barometer for like how good. I don't know. Every time I see bad service, like I go to a restaurant and the service, I'm like, America's going to shit. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I don't know, just people like that hospitality means so much of like where the world is. How do you find good people?
It's rough. It's rough.
He's like, you can't.
You got to kiss a lot of frogs. It's just the truth. But I think for us, we've done a really good job of when we find that person, we hold on to them. And a lot of what we do is kind of promoting from within. Our marketing manager started off as a barista. Our administrative manager started off as a barista.
Nice.
Two of our managers that are running 2 locations for us now both started off as baristas. Ooh. So it's really finding people and holding on and then making them feel a part of like the day-to-day decisions and making sure that they understand why we're making the decisions we're making. And it just takes off from there. Like we've got some lifers. Like I think as long as we keep growing and we can keep promoting people from within, like we've got people that are going to be around.
California is a hard state to do business in, and I think, but for us, it's like we know that the need for spaces like ours, or just, period, where people kind of come together, will always be required. And we know if we hold on long enough and continue to deliver on the things that we set out to do, that we'll be able to adapt and innovate and adopt new, technology or business models to be able to sustain. And then if we can last it through this era or whatever the hell's going on, we'll be able to stand.
I mean, think about it. We had COVID.
Yeah.
And we had the fires.
Yeah.
What did we just get through right now? The protests downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of these things are just complete momentum killers, because especially downtown, anytime anything happens, we have to shut down for 2 weeks. Like we actually, on top of that, we had a flood in the building and we had to close. This was like a year and a half ago, and we had to close Hilltop.
You guys had to shut down during the ice raids and stuff like that too?
Yeah.
Safety.
I know, that's sick. You're like, we ain't making no money.
And it was right after we opened Downtown Doe. And that place was packed. It was busy.
I still ain't been there. I gotta go to Downtown Doe. Yeah. Okay, but so that is crazy though, because then from a hiring perspective, like to come be a whatever, like to not be working up here, but like entry level position, the money isn't much of an incentive. So the incentive is like you can move up fast, like, and that is that's how we're gonna not get you, but like that's the incentive to like do a great job and like really care, right?
A lot of it's entry level work, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell really quick. I'd say within 2 or 3 months, if it's someone that's going to stick around and someone that's going to buy into the culture that we're trying to create, because that's the most important thing. You got to buy into the vision and the culture.
Yeah.
And if you do that, the whole team's kind of turning in one direction together.
Yeah. Why do this like hospitality thing? Business itself is it's like people ask me that question and they'll be like, what advice? I'm like, nigga, I have no advice. Don't do this shit. This is stupid. Like I read this book. I was reading it. It's called What It Takes by, I forget what it is, but he was like, entrepreneurs are not made, they're born. And it sticks out because I'm like, you got to be like fucking sick to do this shit.
You do.
So why keep doing it? Like,
you got to be delusional.
It's
we
weird.
We talk about it all the time. Like, you really got to be delusional. But I think both of us kind of have a similar story in how we grew up. Like my dad was a contractor. He used to make my ass get up every Saturday and Sunday, 8 in the morning, go to work with him, working 7 days. He was working 7 days a week, right? So I saw that work ethic. And it just rubs off. Like when your parent is doing that, that's your reality, and that's what life is. And I know AJ's got a similar story with his mom and a company that she had, and he was helping her. So it's like that's where it came from, right? Like, because this shit is hard. Yeah, this shit is hard. We ask each other all the time, like, "Why the fuck are we opening restaurants?"
You feel like you guys like? I realize like I like friction. And I think that's what, like, if there's not, like, if something's not intense, like, I'm like, I can't do this. I need some type of, like.
You need it. I mean, that discomfort is what kind of creates growth, right?
Yeah.
You need the perspective, and you just have to, and then you go on your journey and you just realize it's, like, you just got to it just ebbs and flows. So, on the board, we got a lot of points on the board the last year. We definitely got our licks that kind of came along with it.
Yeah.
But, we're here and we get to, talk about our story. We get to, work with great people every day. We get to serve people, so it's like, of course you got to, when the bullshit shows up, you got to deal with it. But we try to maintain the perspective of all the good things that we get to do every day.
Yeah.
Nice. Would you guys ever leave California? Like, as far as, be like, we plan to Downtown Doe? This Hilltop. Are you guys are finna go crazy?
This state is all bad.
Really?
Just with all of like the regulation and like it took us 3 years to open Somerville.
Solomon, did I not tell every customer that comes in here? When I talk to business owners, they're like, "Bro, the red tape is ridiculous."
It is crazy how misaligned the incentives are. When you think about how many people do we employ at Somerville alone? 70 people. That's 70 people. So we're talking about 60, opening a business.
At Somerville alone?
You're talking about you're opening a business that's going to generate revenue, that's going to pay income taxes, that's going to charge sales tax, that's going to get paid. You're employing people who are going to pay taxes. And the people that are the ones that have no urgency to move you through the pipeline. We totally respect the building and safety and fire and all of those things. But the amount of friction and bureaucracy, it just kills innovation. And ultimately, and I say this with all due respect to any elected official that's listening to this, it is some bullshit.
Yeah.
And if there was any desire to actually speak to a business owner to understand what the pain points are, not in an event of a natural disaster in which you can show that these timelines can be shrunk. But it's like when you drive around LA and you see all these vacancies, wouldn't you rather there be something for people to frequent and support with their dollars to uplift the everything as a whole? And it's just, that's the part that's just super frustrating.
Yeah. It's crazy. I need to probably do a deeper dive, but like Newsom signed something that like allows you in the real estate, like you can build a little bit faster, which I've been like a proponent of that. Cause when I was a mailman, I used to just deliver the houses. And so my thought process was like, okay, I got this chunk of change. Like I'm finna start getting some ADUs. And I was in Long Beach delivering at one point. So I met a real estate lady. I'm finna buy the house in the back. Like I was ready. And then you just run into all these like, oh, you can't do this unless you do that. And then this and this. So I've always been like, what the like,
and you think about like the issue around homelessness and affordable housing, there's solutions. It's just not, it's for whatever reason, it's not being prioritized, So like, what can we do to play, so I'm
it's
not
weird.
singling anybody out. Los Angeles City.
Text me in there. I will, because it's weird.
County, it's all, it's like, we just want people that.
But truth be told, no slander to them, but like we only had three council members, but even except for Isaac, whatever.
Isaac's young though.
Isaac's young, but but like I talk to them and I'm like, ask a direct question, and they'll say a bunch of words of like, well, you gotta take care of people. Yeah. And if you take care of the people,
like what
then they'll grow up. And then when I was little, what happened? I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And you just go with it, but I'm gonna start pushing back on these motherfuckers because it's crazy.
But what? Yeah, they say a lot, but they don't say nothing.
They don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I do have hope though. Like I'm heavy into like the crypto and stock markets, and so I do like that. I just pray that we're in this where we're down, but I'm like, okay, I hope with the Olympics, and I just hope that we're just at a down period and it will go up because it is LA. But the way this shit's going,
like all of this shit is cyclical. Like it's gonna go like this. Like it'll always. It's bad right now.
That's true,
and it's gonna get better. You're right. Like it's natural. It's a natural progression in life. We just gotta be patient. Patience is where it's at.
I've been waiting a long time, bro. What areas you guys looking at? I'm assuming the South. That's where I feel like I went to a Morehouse in Atlanta. Bro, the service, they'd be like, how you doing, honey? You need more of this? Like, they're so nice to people. So where are you guys looking? Or what would you be open to going?
No, when we think about other states, like we visit other places, people hit us up all the time on social media, like, oh, will you franchise? Will you do this? But, the obvious places are places like, Texas, Georgia, Florida, DC. We want to be super intentional. We want places where we know that there's a demand for what it is that we're building. Something that's high end and premium and well priced and well intentioned. And then there's states that would be happy to have us.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like
that's crazy.
Be happy we're here creating jobs, right? Don't make it harder for us.
Yeah, but we also know that the brands that we're always going to build are always going to be very unapologetically South LA.
Yeah,
and we know that cities like this are the ones that drive culture globally. So we'll maintain the authenticity of that and make sure we do our best to represent.
We're really trying to build an ecosystem where a guest can come in the morning and always have something to do, literally all the way through morning. You got Hilltop, afternoon. You go to any of our downtown Doe or anything like that, and then you have Somerville for dinner, and then you have Lost for a party. Right? So I think that's the goal. The end goal is a hotel. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yo, okay. So then I'm getting to the selfish part of the podcast, because the end goal for me is I want to get into hospitality. I want to open a restaurant. I'm highly inspired by David Grutman, who's out of Miami. Yeah. I love him, study him deeply. And I would love to do what he has done in Miami and LA. You guys are beating me to that tremendously, but we'll compete one day. But I guess, can you maybe tell me, how do you, if just from your perspective, you were me, right? My idea is build up this media. I had the eyes, and then maybe somehow sit on top of that. I haven't got there yet. But if you were me, what would your next steps be?
It's got to be
to get in hospitality. Find an operator. What
do you mean? What's that?
Find somebody that actually knows how to operate the hospitality structure.
Yeah.
That is a very specific.
Are you guys operators or no?
Yeah.
You guys will be operators.
Yeah.
Okay. You see what I'm doing here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Solomon, you see what I'm doing? I'm nice.
Yo, that went right over my head.
I'm nice. You see what I'm doing? All right. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
listen, I'm manifesting.
I mean, yeah, you got to write it down.
It's all about the
Say it
team.
out loud.
I'm
It's
manifesting.
all about the team.
Manifesting.
Like
we got the team.
We have
I just got to get bigger. We got the team though. The team is here, guys.
Well, for you though, I would just say just start doing shit, right? Build the demand. You know, like people automatically think that they have to go out and start. I was at this summit where there was just a bunch of creators there, and I forgot what her name was, but she started a beauty brand that she launched. And the first day that she launched, she sold $3 million worth of beauty products. But what they mentioned before that was, for the 3 drops that she did before that, was she was testing the market with 3 different collaborators. So she partnered with other existing brands to be the face of a specific product or a campaign or whatever. And she kind of got the learnings for what it was that worked. I think so many times people see, you know, what David Gretman, and they want to jump automatically to whatever it is that he's done. But he's been doing this shit for 30, 40 years, right? Yeah. So like if he were to start today, he wouldn't start where he's at. He'd probably start on the next wave. So like for you, I mean, you have a big following. I would say to you, like, go test the water and throw some events, throw some get-togethers, get people. And it doesn't need to be. It could start small. It could have an intention around like Lost by Day, or Downtown Doe. That's a funk inspired wood fired right, with a spritz cocktail bar. If we didn't talk
now
about
we
that
talking, fellas.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
718 South Hill Street. That's yeah.
No, nice.
Security will keep you safe.
What would you yeah, clearly. How much would I have to pay to get an espresso martini at one of your establishments?
Espresso martini.
Like I want a custom espresso martini. I've been talking. You know what? He's like, oh, buddy. No. What's her name? The Castellana. My girl. My home. I can't. We're gonna have to cut this out. What's her fucking name? We'll cut it out. But I've been butchering to get an espresso martini there. But I just want like espresso martini at a menu. Like I want people to go be able to order.
We have one at Lost.
No, he wants.
I need like a Scotty espresso martini.
Oh,
how much? Can't be more than like 100,000.
You give us 100,000. We'll call it a Scotty Martini, whatever.
Okay, now I need to lower the price. That was too easy.
You're also asking the wrong questions, bro.
Okay.
If I were you, I would pick a spot, Lost by Day, or downtown, whatever, and then just like will the event into existence, and then that'll be a feature. We could talk about it if you really wanted to do something, and whatever the thing is. It's like creating a custom cocktail really is nothing. It would, if I were you, I would attach it to some type of brand or experience that doesn't, like, you could start it at literally anywhere and take it anywhere, because with the trajectory that you're growing on, you'll outgrow any venue that you're at. So like, we could talk about that offline, but yeah, you're thinking you should think a little bigger.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
People will pay you for that.
You
shouldn't pay us $100,000 to get your name on a.
I mean, we'll still take the 100.
Well, no, I shouldn't be saying that. Cut that out. So.
No, I just
got crypto. You can Venmo. You can send it to my Coinbase wallet.
I went from trying to finesse to getting bullied right now. What's going on? No, I met this lady. I went to Vea, and she's like I just be talking to. She's like this lady. Basically, she's flying out from Atlanta on this Sunday, and like she's gonna teach me just how to think. Like she was like, yeah, I'm good at just like processing and scaling, and like I've gotten here just by like brute force. You know what I mean? And then now I'm at a stage where I was like, okay, I gotta learn how to like think and process, and like I'm in that stage where I'm taking myself out of the day to day, and it's like, okay, how do you think and scale and
Bro, you're asking the right questions, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Also, don't lose that though, because that's what got you here. You know what I mean? Like I think outside influence should be taken with a grain of salt. Because what your natural instinct is what got you there, and I think that's something that AJ and I learned pretty early on was we're not going left just because this person said left. Like it's got to make sense for us, and we have to make the decision together. Nice. And I think that's a hard thing because you always have this thought that this person is successful, so they just know more than me. That's not it.
We've definitely listened to the people though, and then later and been like, why the fuck did we do that? This person hasn't done shit. Yeah.
I mean, you got to know, like, and I try to pride myself on that. It's like, I listen to everybody. It could be a crackhead, it could be whoever. And it's just like, no, I swear to God. But I pride myself on, like, hearing something like that's good advice, no matter who it comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Crackheads, they got the portal open.
Yeah, they do.
They got a direct line to God.
My homegirl, she said they live forever. And I was like, damn, they low-key do be living forever. It's insane.
Hey, man, wisdom comes from mysterious places.
Yeah, bro. Okay. before we get into the game, and then we'll get out of here. But I know we got Lost by Day. What else we got? That's obviously
the jazz brunch is amazing. Thank you for coming when we were, you were helping us set the tone.
My little brother, I brought him, and he got this. Like he walks up,
same shit.
I had the shrimp and grits, which is smacking, by the way.
Nice.
And then he looked at my little brother. He's like, "Why the fuck y'all get the same thing?" Like
I walked by. I was like, "Why don't you sample some shit?"
I told my brother, I'm like, "Bro, he's young. Everything I do, he do." When he walked in, I went to the bathroom. He right behind me. I'm like, "Bro,
he didn't want to be there by himself." This is gonna air after that, but we're launching a Somerville Sounds Presents. It's a ticketed music experience that we're going to be doing Mondays monthly, where we bring in all of our musicians that play the stages are amazing. But these are folks that either have a new project coming out or have been on some worldwide tour that they're kind of on a brief stop from. A lot of them are local. The first one we have is coming up on the, I think we're going to miss the cutoff for this, but on next Monday, the 20th, with a guy named Jonathan Pinson. Been on tour with Herbie Hancock, went to Berkeley School of Music, the Thelonious Monk Fellow.
Nice.
Did stuff with Kamasi Washington from 120th in Vermont. So it's hyper local and kind of bringing that experience. So we're doing a whole 3-course dinner, prefix menu, 2 45-minute sets. So it's like a very intimate type. So we're going to be doing more things like that. The jazz brunch every Sunday is a hit. Those shrimp and grits and the Dutch baby pancakes are winner. The buttermilk biscuits are equivalent to the Parker House rolls that we have at dinner.
Okay.
Very true.
Has been. Lost by Day, Downtown Dough. We haven't really talked about. That's our pizza joint. It's incredible. If you haven't been, check that out.
Yeah, I need to go. I'm gonna probably go tonight.
Yeah.
See. I gotta be in. Is it open tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go there and then you can go up to Lost after. That's what people do. They come, they have dinner at Downtown Dough, have a couple drinks. The cheat code is you eat at Downtown Dough, you can skip the line at Lost and get walked through the back door, and you don't have to deal with none of the security.
No, so I want to get this though. So to get into Lost, you go to Downtown Dough and you skip the whole madness. But how big of a party can I have at Downtown Dough?
It doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you have. I mean, we've had birthday parties, 15, 20 people.
If the larger,
we have to have the space upstairs to accommodate it.
You have to communicate that up front if that's what you want to do. But if it's just you and a date or a handful of friends, it's just like, oh, we just ate here. You support us, we support you.
I can't wait because after this, we're gonna take a picture. Mm-hmm. Every time I go to Lost, I'm just be like,
yeah, look.
You'll be like, call them. Ha ha.
I was like, these are my brothers. What do you mean? Yeah. And if that don't work, we got problems. Okay, is it all we got? We got cracking. That's coming up, or that's in the pipeline.
Lost by Day, Hilltop, or we just launched our holiday drinks, our pumpkin spice. No,
that's huge.
Sweet potato latte. That's our pumpkin spice killer.
You gonna kill pumpkin spice?
I mean, the sweet potato latte kills anything pumpkin.
We got
spice.
the Issa smoothie.
No, what is that? That's a personal. That's not real. Like you're just saying that.
No,
pumpkin spice is a big thing.
Yeah, sweet potato latte is way better.
Yeah,
trust me.
It sounds better, but I got
You should come, and we want you to be objective. Go stop by Starbucks or wherever you go get your pumpkin spice. Mm-hmm. Come by sweet potato, do a taste test, and then if you like the pumpkin spice better, you can say that. We just won't let you in Lost.
I'm not gonna say I lie for my.
Yeah.
I'm like a politician. I might be able to run in politics, but I'll just.
Hey man, it's a low bar.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very low bar. Okay, so I got a game that we play called One Gotta Go. I think you looked at the thing maybe, but I'm hoping that it's difficult. But one has to go. You can't keep both. Okay. You guys can answer one at a time. Somerville Jazz Nights or Hilltop Coffee Mornings? One gotta go.
Oh, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I enjoy Hilltop in the morning, but that's tough.
That's tough. I do Hilltop Coffee morning every morning. That's like baked into my. I'm like Denzel in American Gangster.
Pick it.
Well, or do we pick it individually?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm just.
I gotta keep Hilltop Coffee mornings. Yeah. Sacred.
This cannot be good for business. I'm joking.
It's also because like I really want to be. My goal is to be asleep by 8:00.
Yeah. Really? Oh shit!
Yeah. Not good for business.
That's not good.
Not good. Erewhon or Simply Wholesome?
Simply Wholesome.
Stays. Yeah. Erewhon can go.
We got Etienne and we have a great clip, and that's going to be the same clip right there. Everybody asks these, but yeah. Okay, so Erewhon goes.
Erewhon goes.
Okay, good.
Erewhon, no.
Simply, I'm too tied into like my life.
That is I mean, your aunt used to
It was
work
my
there.
aunt's first job when she came here from Ethiopia.
For real?
Yeah.
Priscilla used to come to my birthday.
Yeah, they were
parties,
just. I mean, they were just at our. They show a lot of love.
This might be
a lot of love for Simply Wholesome.
This might be disrespectful. And I've been trying to like calm my disrespectful because I don't know. But if you guys had a chance, would you buy Simply Wholesome?
If he was if
selling
the family was ready to sell, for sure. I mean, that's like a legacy.
We just want to preserve that history. That should be there forever.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason that place shouldn't be there.
Nice. One got to go. Lakers or the Clippers?
Clippers can kick rocks.
Hands down.
Don't say it.
No, I have to.
No.
No, it's happening. So
I'm
when we talk about
this.
tension, this is it. So Clippers reached out and we're gonna put a Hilltop in that promenade out front of Intuit Dome, and he was just like, nah.
I said you can't have the word Clippers near any of our marketing collateral.
They wanted a.
This is happening. This is opening.
We're putting
like
a Hilltop in front
weeks.
of Intuit Dome in a couple of weeks.
Jesus Christ.
This is how little I care about this.
You'll never go to it.
I went to Intuit Dome last week and I took my kids to this Red Bull dance. The least intuitive arena. As much technology.
I screenshotted that. I wanted.
Fucking
What did you
terrible.
say? You said it was
not at all intuitive dome.
You said no. I screenshotted this. I'm so glad that you did
and
that.
It is such a terrible inside, outside, everything.
We could chill on the hate.
Nah, well, you see how passionate. I called it the McMansion.
Yes,
of
you said it was the
arenas.
McMansion.
It is a
of arenas.
McMansion of arenas.
Really?
Yeah, all of that shit can go. But check out Hilltop.
Go to Hilltop.
Yeah.
You guys. Oh my God. Okay.
And I said perfectly fitting Clippers.
Okay.
I added them too.
We'll finish the game, and then I do have.
If this deal gets killed, I'm not sorry.
He's trying to kill it. No, this can't be good for business. Okay, I do have one other question. Okay, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles or Doolin's Soul Food?
Roscoe's fell off.
I still pick Roscoe's. I don't know.
Roscoe's got to go or stay?
No, I'll keep Roscoe's.
You'll keep Roscoe's. You'll let Roscoe's. I don't know if y'all know I have like a beef with Roscoe's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I like.
What happened?
It wasn't. See, it got real, but it wasn't real. At first, I was literally hungry like a couple years ago, and I was trying to like do a collab with them. I was like, yo, I want to do like this merch drop. Like, come on. Probably out of my mind. And then they like turned me down, and then I seen like they went with this other like brand, which was like not of the culture, like just these like white dudes, and I'm like,
yeah.
What
Actually,
the
you
fuck
know
is
what?
that about?
Mr.
And then they removed the Obama special.
Mr. Doolin comes and supports everything we open, so I'm picking Doolin's.
Yeah.
Yo, Roscoe, get the fuck. This the clip I want. Fuck Roscoe's. Oh God.
Like for real, he shows up to everything we open, and he's always supporting.
Nice.
He's a good dude.
And you know the power of the brand. Like I once said that Doolin's wasn't good, bro. I must have went to Doolin's one day, and the lady was like, please don't talk about my business. I felt so bad, bro. I'm like, but that's when I realized.
But you talk a lot of shit about a lot of businesses. That's how you feel, you know. Like
no.
We talk about people with a platform. I mean, I don't think we've been but you posted things that
I
other
wouldn't call
people.
it talking shit. I think he's reviewing it. I think he's speaking on his experience.
That's fair, but you have a platform, and it's like for people,
But ever since the Doolin's thing, I like tailored it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've had a conversation with people. They were just like, yo, like, but then I also realized like, especially restaurants, they can die off it. And then I was like,
there's a whole shit happening on social media with a lot of spots right now that, you know, like whether they're true or not, there's gonna be a gut punch to their business.
Yeah.
But that's fair though. If you have a bad experience or if you don't fuck with.
But sometimes I'm just over charismatic for like I don't have to. There's certain things I have to say.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm learning.
Yeah, but Roscoe's could go.
Yeah, Roscoe's. No, them I would die with that Roscoe's. I was so mad that they had that 50th anniversary thing. I was like, damn it. Anyways, Lamert Park Jazz Festival or Taste of Soul. This is why they said talk shit. This ain't talking shit. This is just being a little bit like.
Do I have to answer? I don't want to answer that.
I would say.
That's a difficult
one.
That came from ChatGPT.
ChatGPT trying to get us kicked out. I'm gonna have to say Taste of Soul stays.
Nice. He's quiet on that.
Yeah,
one.
I'm good.
All right, you might not answer this one either. This isn't offensive, but like I could see why people would get mad. One got to go. Nipsey's hustle or Kobe's mentality? Maybe you can only keep one. That's a better way to put it.
No,
I'd take Kobe's mentality.
I would keep
Kobe's mentality.
I love Nipsey's hustle, but Kobe's mentality, hands down.
When we say it like that, it's like some hustle, like no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Okay, dope. Really great interview. I really appreciate you guys. My last question is, you guys do have like something in LAX.
Yeah.
Right? Can you maybe just speak to, just for an entrepreneur out there, because I just recently started talking to people at LAX, but there's apparently like a lot of like room and opportunity for not only dollars but creativity to be in LAX, and it's like we don't usually see it as something that we can kind of create on as entrepreneurs, but LAX is right there, right?
Yeah, LAX. I mean, a good friend of ours, he's the president of the airport commission. He's they got a $30 billion renovation of the airport, and he's very intentionally trying to put the LA and LAX.
Nice.
So funny enough, I'm going to the Taste of Soul tomorrow. I'm speaking on a panel at the LAX booth talking about putting the LA and LAX. So we have a Hilltop that we opened up with our good friends at Cruise of California a couple years ago.
Nice.
Actually, a very LA collab. It's a Hilltop, Randy's Donuts joint.
That's crazy.
So if you're in Terminal 7.
We actually had a parlor in the airport too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So United Airlines Terminal 7, you go to the end gate, of the main terminal. You'll see us right there. It's a giant donut and it's coffee and donuts is what we call the collab. And that's
I love what the airports are doing. They're trying to make the interior and like the food and beverage for the airports. They want it to mirror the actual city.
Fire.
Right? And I think a lot of airports are really doing that.
Yeah.
Because before I don't know if you remember, but every sports bar in an airport was called home turf. That was like the thing.
The thing.
So for us, putting a parlor in there was a pretty big deal where we were able to do that. So I think that was the beginning of that shift for these airports to really bring in the community. Nice. And it's dope when you land there. Like you get to see what's actually in the city as you're walking through the airport. So I think it's dope. I love the direction.
Nice. I appreciate you guys. That's all I got. Solomon, anything?
Nope.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of Scotty and Friends. I appreciate you guys, man. Big time. You guys have no idea. These clips are going to go crazy. Trust me. I got the ones in my mind already. If you guys don't have any parting thoughts, we out of here. These like an hour 30. Sheesh. All right, we out.